So if you make sure your screen has nothing on it before we start, okay? So we need to put all this information into our calculator. So we're gonna go to the stat button. Yeah, what's up? Sorry about that. I don't know. You gotta get some batteries for it, okay? Go to the stat button, and that's gonna be here, okay? So notice you have some options, right? Some edits. So what are we gonna do to our stat button here? We want to enter in a list, so we're going to actually choose the edit button, okay? Now, in the edit button, this allows you to enter some fields, right? Up top here, you have L1 that stands for list 1, and then you have L2 that stands for list 2. And you might have different lists in there already. If you do have a list in there, the one way you can clear it out really fast is you can just hit clear, and then push enter, and it goes away. So I'm going to start with a blank screen from each of these, hit clear, and then enter, and the whole thing goes away. So I'm going to go and I'm going to enter in my list 1. Now to make things simple, I'm going to say let 0 equal the year of 1940, because otherwise we're going to be scaled off kind of funky. So I'm going to let 0 be the year of 1940. So if 0 is the year of 1940, then what would 1950 be? It'd be 10, huh? So I go 10 and then enter. And then 1960 would be what? 20, right? Very good. Then enter, then what? What would 1970 be? 30, very good, enter. And then what would 1980 be? 40, good, and then enter. And then what would 1990 be? 50, so we're entering stuff in our calculator. And then the last one I think is 60, right? And then, oh, there is no 60, okay, sorry. So I'll get that back, I'll get that out of there. So you can just hit delete that one and it'll go away. Now, let's go to list 2, and let's punch in all the home prices, right? So we've got 36, 700, enter. And then we got 59, 900, enter. And then we got 74, 4,000, enter. Okay. And then we got 88, 700, enter. And then we got 167, 300, enter. And then what's the last one we have? There it is, 249, 249, then 800, right? And then push enter. Okay, so now I don't need this anymore, so I'll get rid of it, and I'll come over here so everybody can see. So now we have all this information into our calculator as list 1 and list 2. And we want to actually make a scatter plot and then get a regression line, okay? So in order to make a scatter plot from this, we actually have to go to second and then stat plot, which is the y equals button. And we actually have to turn our plots on our calculator. So the cool thing about the calculator is whenever there's a number next to it, you can just push the number that you want. So if I push 5, and then I'm back to my home screen where it says plots on, you have to push enter to execute the command. So now I've told the calculator, hey, plots are on, we're good to go. All right? Then I'm going to go to my y equals button, and I want to make sure there's nothing in the y equals screen to mess up my scat plot. Okay? Once I've done that, there's this zoom feature. If you push zoom, there is this number 9, which is stat. So if I hit the number 9, check it out, we get a nice looking scatter plot of all of our data. Okay? Raise your hand if you don't see this. Sweet, everyone's on the same page. Awesome. Okay, awesome. So what I want to be able to do now then, right, is I want to draw a regression line for this. So a regression line is the line that's best fit, right? Even though one could argue this might be exponential growth, or this might be quadratic growth, or it could be lots of different things. In this class, right now, all we're going to do is deal with lines, so it made it very simple. So we're going to get a linear regression. How do you do that? We're going to go back to the stat button, and if you move your cursor over to the calc feature, check it out, we have option number 4, lin reg, that means linear regression, in the form of ax plus b. Okay? So we're going to push option 4, and then your calculator is asking you, do you want to use the L1 for your x list and the L2 for your y list? So that's why you have to know domain and range and inputs and outputs and independent and dependent variables. So push enter to confirm, push enter to confirm. Frequency, we don't need that. We don't need that. We can actually tell it to calculate. Awesome. So I'm getting this, okay? And when you see this, you want to write it down somewhere because we're going to put it back into our calculator. I think that's what the store feature does, but I don't know. So I wrote it on the board over here, and we're always going to round to 2 decimal places, okay? 2 decimal places every single time so that we're all on the same page. So notice I have A is 4005.71, B is 12,657.14. So we're going to go back to y equals, and we're going to graph that regression line over our scatter plot. So it was y equals 4005.71 and then we're going to add that to 12,657.14. And then we're going to hit the graph button. And check it out. We have a regression line that models the scatter plot that we have given. So you need to be able to do that skill right there. How do you guys feel? Is that pretty good? Yes. Linear regression and a line of best fit. One is based off that R value. You don't need to know this part yet. One, they calculate different things. One of them, the line of best fit, is kind of like not this one actually. This one's actually more accurate because this one is taking the distance from each one of these lines and averaging it out and giving you that line. Yeah, that's what that's doing. That's a technical thing. That's for stats class. Okay. For us, we gotta be able to do this. All right. Okay. Can everybody do that? Everybody feels pretty good? Okay. Awesome. I will ask you one of those on the quiz. I will give you some data. I will say enter the data, calculate the linear regression line, and make a statement. So what kind of a statement could you make out of this after looking at it? What kind of a coherent sentence could we write? Same with the quick stuff. Otherwise, this represents years. This represents money of homes.
As the year goes up, the price of home goes up.
There you go. As the years move on, the price goes up. Okay. I can ask you this question too. What does the 4005 represent? 4005.71. What does that represent?
X value.
No.
K values. Or A value.
A value is the slope, right? So every single year it goes up by that much. That's what that says. Right? That's what we're talking about there. So I might ask you that. What's the 12,657 represent?
The Y.
The y-intercept, what was that?
B.
Yeah, but in the context of the problem, it was home prices in the year 1940 all the way through 1990. So what would you say? So in the year 1940, homes were about, that much. Right? Okay, so you guys on board with that?
Oh.
Guys, you're so tired. I feel so bad for you. Just like sitting there. Yeah.
What day, or do we take the quiz? We're taking the quiz Friday.
You're a freshman?
Yeah.
You take it over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. You guys good with that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, then you get to have a little bit of fun right now. Here's what I want you to do. Open your computers and go to our Canvas page, please.
Do we clear this?
You can clear all that, yeah.